Can we start? You can hear?
Hari Om Swamiji, we can
You
hear
can
you.
hear well, no? So I'll start and then I'll tell you when to put that Mahalakshmi Dhun, okay? So close your eyes. Feel that your Guru's feet are placed on your head. If you have no Guru, then that is also okay. Imagine that some saintly person has kept his feet on your head. That feet belongs to your Guru. And we'll chant Om 3 times out loud. Each time you are breathing in, feel that the Guru is breathing out and you are breathing in the air he is breathing into you. When you breathe out, feel that he is breathing in and taking all that is difficult from you. We'll chant Om thrice. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Open your eyes. We always chant this or any other mantra referring to the Guru, because Guru is not the person that you see. Guru is the energy inside, the Shakti inside the person you call Guru, and that Shakti is Durga Shakti. That is why when Swami Satyananda, our Guru, said before he left the body, he said, "When I die, I will leave with the name of Durga on my lips." So we have to understand why. Because his Guru was actually Sri Rama. I mean, not Guru, his Ishta Devata was Rama. But yesterday, if you remember, when I talked to you about Rama, Rama was the Taraka mantra, that which helps him cross over, helps anybody cross over the material world of life and death continuous, going round and round, moving into the higher dimension and getting liberated from the suffering of life and death. That is the name of Rama, and Rama is Parabrahman. That is the name of not Dasharatha's son, but the name of the supreme special consciousness. Okay? Now, if you remember, in the beginning, I don't know how many of you attended, the first chapter of the Devi Mahatmiyam, which was in February or something, I said another thing. The Rama Rahasyam is this, that later on you will find in the Adhyatma Ramayana that Sita tells Rama, this Anjaneya has deserved to be told the truth, can we tell him the truth? And Rama says yes. So then she says, actually it was I, that was Sita, who wrote the entire script for the Ramayana. And Rama acted it out. Because Sita was the pure consciousness that was Shiva. And Rama was a Shakti, the power of that supreme consciousness that made it happen. So if you listen now in the story of Ramayana, she looks like a poor thing. She's carried away, then she cries, then she's brought back, then she goes back into exile and she comes, and people sometimes get upset. Why is it that Rama sent her into exile after all this? But that's not an ordinary story of man and woman as we say. It's a pure consciousness And why did that consciousness take manifestation and come? Because Ravana was none other than one of Vishnu's gods. There were two, Jaya and Vijaya. And when some young children went there, they lived many years, but they were children, young, and they went there, they wanted to see Vishnu. These gods, Jaya and Vijaya, they said, yeah, you sit there, the Lord is sleeping, he'll come later. You know how if you go to a governor's office or a big person's office, that man at the doorway, he'll always say, sit there, aur bartare. That sort of thing, sit there. That way of looking at somebody who has come with bhakti towards the big boss here. And you're looking down with casual this thing, as if you are in the place of the boss. That becomes a sattvic disqualification. It is the ego in the sattva guna. So these children in their hurt, they said, you don't know how many lifetimes we have spent reaching this point, and we feel that sadness that you just push us off so casually. You also will have to be separated from the Lord, and you will know the grief of being separate. So they immediately realized. Then Vishnu came there, and Vishnu said, whatever my devotees say, it's true. Why does he say that? Because a devotee, a true bhakta, aligns himself with the Bhagavan. So whatever he says is vibrating in the Bhagavan also. He is only reading what the Bhagavan is saying for some reason. So he says that. Once he says that, these people get very worried. They said, please, we didn't mean it like that. We are very sorry and all that. He said, but my devotee has said you have to be separated. You be separate. You have to learn the lesson. No, you can't just say, oh, I'm sorry and get away. You have to learn what it is to look at the other person with respect, whoever it is. You don't think you're one step above somebody who's coming. So, he said, Vishnu says, you can take 3 births of hating me or 7 births of being a great bhakta, in love with me. So they said, you choose, he said. So they said, we will hate you for 3 lifetimes, even though we are miserable about it, we'll come back quickly, we won't stay long. So see, people choose their destinies. So when this happened, he said, okay. And they said, what will we do if we hate you? He said, you don't worry, you chose it. I'm the one in charge. I'm seeing what has to happen. I will come and release you. So you trust. So that is how Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and before that Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, and then later in Krishna's time, 2 other people, they came 3 times. Each time the Lord came in a form and defeated them because of their great hatred. Yesterday, you remember I told you, hatred binds, love liberates. When you hate something, you will go on thinking about it. And once you go on thinking about it, you will get stuck with it. So that is one way that the divine does to get you attached to him. So when somebody says, I don't believe in God, I don't like God, don't look down on them, because it is his agnya. He decides how you should live in the world so that you will get liberation from this form. So then these 2 come and Ravana comes. So in that Rama Rahasyam, I told you, Sita is Shiva and Sri Rama is Shakti, Durga herself. So that is another reason why Swamiji said, when I die, I will go with the name of Durga on my lips, Shakti. So then what happened was, these people came, Ravana fell, and he was enamored of Sita. He wanted her to be with him always, so he went and abducted her. You know the Ramayana story. Now, and he abducts her and he keeps her there. Now, why was he so attracted to her? Because Ravana was a Shiva Bhakta and she was Shiva. He didn't know all that, but he just felt a strange attraction, brought her and kept her there. Then, of course, Rama comes. I'm not going into Ramayana. Rama comes, fights with him, liberates him, and then takes Sita and goes back. And then after that, because somebody in the audience started whispering that Sita was staying with Ravana for some time. Sorry. Sita was staying with Ravana for some time. Who knows if she is pure? So there were these whispers. By then Sita was pregnant here in Ayodhya after Rama became king. And whenever she would go into any room or walk, people would be whispering, suddenly they will stop. You know how it is, no, when people gossip. Rama saw that and he wanted to protect her from that. It can be very hurting. He wanted to protect her. So one of the reasons, he sent her away to the forest so that she could stay with Valmiki. Children were born there and they were brought up in the ashram. Years later they come. Why I'm saying this? Can you show the next picture? Because when Sri Rama came and he had to do a homa, a havan in the palace, and Sita was not there. Now it is very necessary that if you are a married man doing the havan, sannyasis don't do havan, grihasthas do it, then you must have your wife by your side. Sit down. Because the wife is the Shakti and the wife has to give the okay to him. You know, he will say, I will give you this, I'm doing it for this reason. It is with her agreement that it happens. Otherwise, what happens? You are not respecting the Shakti in her. So then when he does it, Sita is not there. So what does he do? He makes a golden statue of Sita, which is not seen here. And he is making a havan and praying to Durga. Okay. Why is he praying to Durga? Sita is not Durga, she is Shiva. He has Devi in him, Shakti. He is praying to his own Atma. The divine is in every person as the individual Atma, individual consciousness. Supreme consciousness is everywhere, but wherever that supreme consciousness gets into a form, no? This, me, you, chair, Swami Sri Vidya, anybody, the divine is in them. But it's not in its massive role. It is as an individual consciousness, like a fragment of the Supreme. So, but it has the same qualities as the Supreme. So, your Atma Shakti is the Jnana within you. The Jnana within you is Atma Shakti. Because yesterday I was telling you, if you have a mustard seed, you don't see the tree inside the plant, inside the mustard seed. You cut it, you don't know. After some time, the tree will grow up, it will sprout after some days. Then it will become a plant. Then it will give you mustard seeds. It may grow tall. Who tells this plant, this mustard seed, that you have to grow, you put out the germination at such and such a day, so many days. Then you start becoming a plant. Then now you produce the seeds. Now you blossom into flowers. Who tells it? There's nobody there to guide. This is called Jnana Shakti. Every being, every one of us, even this has Jnana Shakti, tells it that you stay in this position, somebody is talking, you bring out the sound loudly. That is its dharma. The table has a Jnana Shakti. It tells it, don't collapse. Stay like a table. So everything in life has a dharma. And if you follow its dharma, don't follow somebody else's, your own dharma, then you will be helped because you are in tune with the Supreme Consciousness. And that is what our gurus are. They are in tune with that something higher. So sometimes when they act in certain ways, you don't understand why they are behaving like this, why they are behaving like that. But they have a reason, they know what is coming. So they will tell you, don't do this, don't go there, don't stay here. Something they will give you a guidance. If you follow them, you'll think, why should he say that? I'm quite okay, why can't I go? You'll think like that. Don't bring logic there. Buddhi will tell you, Manas is logic. Buddhi will tell you, be discriminating, wait, don't jump to conclusions. Look at it, will this guru send you on a wrong path? Will your guru send you on a right path? Follow him, he knows better. Like GPS, no? You follow GPS, you don't know whether it'll be right or wrong. But you follow it like that. When you're following the guru, you're tuning into the guru's consciousness. So when you get diksha from a guru, the guru, when sitting in front of you, he is taking your consciousness, individual, into his consciousness, which is at that time in tune with the supreme consciousness. And he injects that supreme consciousness little into you and he puts it back. You don't see it, you don't. But that is what happens in diksha, a proper diksha. Anybody can say, I'll give diksha. That's not the same. You have to be at that level, no? So this is what I wanted to tell you. I put up this picture so that you can see it. You can see Rama sitting down and doing the puja, Havan. Then you see Janaka Raja, that is his father-in-law. Sita is not there, but next to him there's a golden statue. And he is invoking the Jnana Shakti within himself. Because he does that often, because he is bringing that Jnana and that Dharma into practice and following practice. So he was always called a Dharma Purushottama. And what is Dharma? Dharma is being in tune with that divine intention for you. At this time I'm supposed to, yesterday for example I came, Shubha dropped me. Then in the evening Shubha left me. She told me, I have to go somewhere. I sat there. Then I thought to myself, now how will I go back? And I thought, okay, this is what the Devi wants me to be here. Let's see what happens. Then I called home. Then they told me there's nobody here. Can you take an auto or something? I said, yeah, I'll take an auto or I'll walk. No problem, I said. Then Swami Yogamaya came. She said, there's nobody here. I can't let you go off like this. She gave me a cup of tea, biscuits. And she organized with Deepa to take me home. Deepa came, dropped me and came back. Just like you do. So you see, that divine has got a purpose. And it is also one chavi for me, because don't sit and think, because you're coming and giving a talk, somebody has to take you. I'm entitled to this. So that is this thing, warning, don't fall for that. So these things, when you have that link with the Guru inside. So when Swami Satyananda left the body, I never felt he is dead, like people say. I always feel he's here. I never feel the difference. Because it happens when that link comes. And when you're prepared to see it, link is there for everyone. You have to feel it. So that is what Rama did. He was calling upon his own inner Jnana Shakti. What will I do now? And that voice will tell him. It's not like a voice like in the movies. You know what to do, what is right, because you are dharmic in nature. So this is why I put this. Then a quick 5-minute talk about Mahalakshmi, because yesterday we talked in great detail about Mahakali. The reason why we bring Mahakali first, everything will go well now. The reason we brought Mahakali first, because we have to understand what life and time is all about. And time is something that is necessary for evolution. It's constantly moving, it's eternal. We relatively look at the time and we say, oh, it was yesterday, this happened, today that happened, 5 minutes ago that happened. We bring our finite mind to understand time. But time in itself is not to be understood by the finite mind. When you look at it from the eyes of, say, a guru's eyes, if you look at it, they see that time is a constant movement. It comes as kala. Kala is death. It gives an end to one body, because you have experienced certain things and you go to the next body to experience some other things. When we experience different things at one time, we will start realizing there is no separation between me and this person and this person. We are all actually one. The Advaita Bhavana comes. Then you are moving into higher dimension. That comes with Jnana Shakti. Okay, so before that, we can't jump into Saraswati Puja. We have to be prepared by working with ourselves, facing our sufferings, facing our difficulties, realizing this is the Shakti of Mahamaya, Mahakali, who is putting us through all this to learn something, not to screw us. When you do that, and when you come to terms with that, then Durga comes as Mahalakshmi. First she comes as Mahakali, same Durga. Then she comes as Mahalakshmi. Can you put that Mahalakshmi dun for a minute? So when she comes as Mahalakshmi, what happens is, second chapter, Mahishasura is the Rakshasa, the demon there. Mahishasura, Mahisha means Maha Isha. Maha means the great. Isha is the one who is controller. I'm the great controller. He thought, he didn't care. He wanted to even fight with Devi there. But she fought with him only to remove his ego. And when she removed his ego, he saw that she was Lakshmi. How do you know that Lakshmi has come into your life? In all the movies and advertisements, they'll put Saraswati sitting with some coins and dollars from her hands. No? That is what they say. This another festival is coming. I forget the name now. Where you buy gold and silver, Akshaya Tritiya. Because you think if you buy, it will never end. This never happens like that in life, because Ma Kuru Dhanajana Yavvana Garvam Arati Nimesha Kala Sarvam. Yesterday I told you, Shankara says, don't be proud because you have power, wealth, or even people behind you, or your youth, your good looks. In a minute, in a second, in a blink of an eye, Kala, time can remove it. So that's not what Mahalakshmi is. Mahalakshmi is the spiritual qualities that she gives you, not money. That is contentment, peace, happiness, compassion to other people, caring for other people. All these good qualities we say, that is Mahalakshmi. So I'll just put a minute of the Mahalakshmi Dun. Can you put it? This is by Pandit Jasraj. It's about 2 minutes or so. He sings to Mahalakshmi with that bhakti. Because after that we'll go into Mahasaraswati. This is the preparation you have to do. Go through suffering, difficulty, understand it is there to teach you something. Somewhere you have made a mistake. You learn that. When you learn, you say, thank you, Ma, for putting me in this situation, because I've learned that you have been a mother helping me. Like children, no, when they walk, they fall. They don't say mother is being cruel. Mother comes and holds their hands and lifts them to teach them to walk. So it's like that. Please put it. Not loud enough. Do you want this mic temporarily? When you're listening to the song, you look inwards. What are the good qualities I have? Don't think I'm bad, I'm no good, I'm guilty. No. Think of the good qualities you have. Think positively. Everybody has good qualities.
जय जय माँ जय माँ जय
So, when Mahishasura was killed, because the gods came to Durga and they said, we are not able to handle this. You see, there are times in our lives that we want to do something, but we are not able to. Sometimes you feel dull, sometimes you feel angry, sometimes you feel afraid, and you don't know what to do. But you know that you have, through working with Mahakali, you realize that the mother is there, she will take care. So inside, when you're going through such a stage, just call out to her and say to her, look, I'm not able to handle this by myself. You come and handle it for me. This is what they say after the Devas realized that Mahishasura was defeated, and then they chant the Aparajita Stotram. Aparajita means one that cannot be defeated. Her name is Aparajita, one of Durga's names. If you have seen that, there's what they call Shank Pushpa here. Blue one you will get. That's called the Aparajita flower. So if I have one, I'll get it tomorrow to show you. So they sing this Aparajita Stotram, and this is how it goes, the beginning of what you said. And let me go through it a little by little so that you know what it is about. You don't have to recite it now.
AI can now.
So, Deva Uchuhu, the god said, Namo Devyai Mahadevyai Shivayai Satatam Namaha Nama Prakrityai Bhadrayai Niyata Pranata Smatam. Devi means that which has got light. Dev means light. Mahadevi, that is, she is not just ordinary light, she is great light. You cannot imagine, it's beyond everything, that sort of a light. Mahadevi, Shivayai Satatam Namaha. Shiva means auspiciousness, sacred. She is called Shiva. Because there are two names here, Shiva and Shiva. For the supreme consciousness, you want to call it something, no? For our understanding, we say he and she. But actually, that consciousness does not have gender. You can't say there is a male Atma, female Atma. Yesterday I told you. You can't say there is a brown Atma, white Atma. You can't say it's a American Atma, Indian Atma. Atma has no gunas. It is just pure consciousness. So here you have this Atma. Here they say that Atma is auspicious. Auspiciousness is called Shiva. In Sanskrit, Shiva means the auspicious. She is called Shiva. The lengthening means the auspicious lady, because we are addressing her as a mother here. And that's why also you will say, the way you need to worship is, there are three karanas, that is your thinking, one. Secondly, what you say. And thirdly is how you act. All three have to come in alignment. Then only it becomes dharma, then only it becomes worship. That's very hard. I'm not saying it's very easy. Some people will say, somebody is coming to the door, they'll say, oh my God, this one has come home. Then when they come, so nice to see you. You seen that? So we think one thing, but we say another thing. Here they are saying what you think you have to say. Rama was like that. His thought, his word, and his action were all in tune with each other. If he says, okay, come, I will protect you, he will protect them. So, this Trikarana Shuddhi we have to have. That is what we have to practice. That's why sadhana becomes tough. It's not just saying one japa and finishing and saying, oh, I've done my sadhana today. Sadhana is a lifelong thing. Every day, night also you have to, your sleeping has to be in tune with your sleep, the thinking in the sleep. If your thinking is different in the sleep, you will get dreams. That's why yesterday I said, don't suppress any emotion. When you suppress something and you pray on top of it, the mother Shakti comes and you can get more agitated. That doesn't help. You tell her, look, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling so much anger and upset. I don't want to be like that. I can't help it. You come and help me. When you pray to her like that, she says at the end, you will see, I'll tell you the rest of the Aparajita Sotam quickly. Raudraye namo nityaye gaurye dhatre namo namaha jyotsnaye chendrupinye sukhaye satatam namaha. Raudraye, she is a fierce one. That's Kali in her form as Kali. Sufferings are fierceness. War is fierce. You fall down and get hurt, that is fierce. This is Durga as Mahakali. So you are that, they say. Namo, we bow down to you. Nityaye, that is your eternal. Can't make you change. You can't say, oh, yesterday you be like that, tomorrow you be like this. You can't do that. Gauri, Gauri means Gora, white. What here they mean is that not that she is fair. They mean she is so full of light. Because she is light herself, illumination. So she is called Gauri, purity. Dhatre, she who supports everything, the universe. That's why the earth is called Dharani, because she supports everybody on top of it. Dhatre, Namo Namaha. They say, we bow down to you in this form. Because the gods are saying what they have experienced through the first charita with the Mahakali thing. What they have experienced, they are speaking out to her. They are not just picking out words from somewhere. They are talking to her. Their worship is saying, I felt you are like this, you are this, like this. Now I'm talking to you. Jyotsna. Jyotsna means the one full of light. Who's the one full of light? The first thing that appears in creation is called space. Because when God transforms into many things, space becomes fragmented here, there, no? This is in one space, I'm in one space, this is one space, you're in one space. Inside us also is space. So, in space, they say, Akashyate iti Akasha. Akashyate means that which is luminous. If it's dark, you don't see something, no? When something is luminous with full of light, then you see it. That's what creation is about. So, Akashyate iti Akasha, that full of light is called Jyotsna. And that is the name of Bhuvaneshwari, because Bhuvaneshwari is the one who comes as space. Just like Mahakali is the form of time, Bhuvaneshwari is the form of space. Then, Indurupinye. Jyotsnai cha Indurupinye. You're the form of the moon, not fierce light, not like the sun which can be hurting to the eyes. Moon is very soft and gentle, but it's still full, no? So, Rupinye, she is the form like the moon form. And Dhatriye Namo Namaha. Devotion, the one who brings devotion in me. So when you are sitting for some time, thinking of the good things you knew, when you found any good thing in you, remember that is Devi sitting inside you. So don't think she is out somewhere, she is within you. If you are patient, this is Mahalakshmi. If you are struggling with a difficulty, that is Mahakali. Understanding both is Mahasaraswati. Understanding not as an academic exercise, but by practicing each time you feel bad, you say, oh my God, I'm suffering. Okay, this is Mahakali putting me through this. She will take care. Go through it again and again. This is abhyasa. Then we'll start seeing everything in that light, not just as a study session. And something good comes, you feel angry, you want to scream at somebody, but you control yourself and things get better. Then you said, Mahalakshmi, she's come into me, she's given me that patience, and see, things are better. That's how we have to do every day. Kalyanyai pranatam vriddhye siddhye kurmo namo namaha nairutyai bhubhrita lakshme sharvani te namo namaha. We bow to the change. Everything changes in life, no? We bow to the welfare of those to whom we bow. We say namaste to somebody, no? Namaste. You may like that person, you may not like the person. But when you say namaste, it means that I'm bowing to you, because in you is a fragment of me, which is Devi in you, is Devi in me. So when you say namaste, don't say namaste just as a practice. Think in your mind, here is the God coming in this form. I'm bowing to you because you are the form in me. Last time I had said a little anecdote I'll tell you now, because I don't think any of you have heard it. I used to go in an auto rickshaw by myself some 10 years ago. One time, I was getting older, it's difficult to get on the auto height. So when I called an auto, the man came, the auto rickshaw driver came to the pavement and I got in. I was so grateful to him. So I said to him, thank you so much. He said, why are you thanking me? Ordinary auto rickshaw. Then I said, no, because people usually come to the middle of the road, have to go there, then climb, but you came here to help me. He said, Amma, I'm just doing my duty. I saw you were an older person. I thought I'll help you. Nothing big about it. See this humility. So I said, okay. Then I said, I wish people were like you. Everybody was, I wish I could be like you also, so humble. He said, Amma, if everybody was like that, we will not fight between Hindus and Muslims and Christians. There will be no war. This is 20 years ago, mind you. We chatted a little bit. I reached my point. I got off. I felt very uplifted. Because anything comes to me as a message that I need, I think it is my Guru Swami Satyananda saying it. That's how I feel. So I went to him and I was supposed to give him 15 rupees. I gave him 25. Because I felt I wanted to. Then he said, why are you giving me this extra money? I said, see, what you talked to me has brought my memories of my Guru. It has raised my consciousness. So out of gratitude, I'm giving it to you. He said, I don't take money which I have not earned. See his dharma. So I said, okay. I said, at least let me do namaskar to you. And I did namaskar to him. Then he said, to whom are you doing namaskar? These are the things that have opened my mind. So I said, I'm doing it to you. He said, no, you are doing it to the Devata inside you. When you bow down like that, you are looking down here. And when I bow down to you, I'm accepting the God in me. He said, I was blown off because just an ordinary auto rickshaw man. Then I said, okay, at least tell me your name. When I pray, I'll put your name in there. He said something, Abdul Muhammad something. And that day was the day I realized there is no difference in the Atma between Hindu, Muslim, Christian, or anything. No, not between you and the dog. You and the plant. We are all one consciousness. That was the beginning of my growth. Grace of Swami Satyananda. Anyway, so that's what I'm coming to tell you. You never know where the message will come to you. It need not be somebody with a coat and suit and coming, and or you being in a place where you're given a garland. No, message will come from the Guru from different areas. Maybe a plant will be moving. You say, hey, I was talking to that plant yesterday, now it's growing well. So there's a consciousness bond here. So that is how the Guru will teach. At least that's how Swami Satyananda taught. So he is saying, to the welfare of those we bow, to change, to perfection, to dissolution, whatever is destroyed, to everything we are doing Namo Namaha, because you are in all of that. Okay. And the wealth which sustains the earth, not just money that comes, ecology. How do you take care of the earth? The green gases, things like that. Durgaye, Durgaparaye, Saraye, Sarvakarinye, Khyate Tataiva Krishnaye, Dhumraye, Satatam Namaha. Du means difficulty. Durga is one who, she is difficult to reach because you have to do this preparations to go there. And then she also comes when you reach her, she removes your difficulties. So she is called Durga. That is why her Bija mantra is Dum. So she who removes Durga Paraye, she removes the difficulty, not just ordinary, beyond what you think, some major difficulty, not just for you, for the whole universe. She removes the difficulties. And to the Saraye, Saraye means the essence of everything. She is the essential aspect of everything in life. To the cause of all, Sarvakarini, and to the perception and doer of all, to the unknowable one, continuously we are saying Namo Namaha, Namo Namaha. Then it becomes easier after a little bit. Ati Saumya Ati Raudraye Natastasye Namo Namaha, Namo Jagat Pratishtaye Devi Krityay Namo Namaha. She can be extremely beautiful and she can be extremely fierce. She is what happens within you is her. So you can find something terrifying for you, you can find something looking absolutely wonderful. Both are her forms. The gods have recognized it and they are telling her that. And then they say, Namo Jagat Pratishtaye, to the who takes care of the perceivable universe. To this, we are saying Namo Namaha. We are bowing to her. Namaste. Okay. Then Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu. Now this will come in various forms. To the Devi who comes in every being, every creation, in the form, various forms they will say. To this Devi, Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. Why do they say it 3 times? Even when you do Havan of Chandi part, they'll say it 3 times. Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye 3 times. Why 3 times? 1 time is to think. Your mind has to say Namaste to her. I surrender to you. Then you are saying it with your mouth. Then when you do the 3rd time, Namastasye Namo Namaha, the whole of you is aligned in one sense. I bow down to you, I'm surrendering to you. That is why you say Namastasye, Namastasye. So then they will say when they've come to that, Vishnu Mayeti Shabdita. You who was, this word will come always, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu, in everything, that Devi, in the form of, that will change. Sabdita, Namastasye, Namastasye. So that first thing will be Vishnu Maya. Why do they say Vishnu Maya? Because in the first chapter you see Kali coming, Maya, Devi comes, Mahamaya, and she comes out of Vishnu's body and he wakes up. And she helps him to defeat the Madhu and Kaitaba because she is the acting force. So they are saying that we have seen that in you. And then next is Chetanetya Abhidhiyate. What is Chetana? Chitta, I told you, Chit is supreme consciousness. Chitta is the medium through which the supreme consciousness acts, our Chitta. Chetana is the reflection of that good that is coming through you. It's called Chetana. So you are that in everybody. Then Buddhi Rupena Samstita. Buddhi means I've told you before, it's a discriminating factor. The Buddhi always decides what you do. There are 3 types of Buddhi. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. The Sattvic Buddhi is called Nischayatma Buddhi. It decides. This is the right thing, do this. That's a Buddhi. So Sattvic Buddhi is, you're told do something from inside. Go the right way and you follow it. That is without any expectation. The Rajasic Buddhi is that which follows whatever it is said, but expects results. For example, somebody tells you, be nice to everybody, be polite. You're nice to everybody, you're polite, but in that, please come sit. But in the bargain, what happens? The other person doesn't look at you and you feel upset. Because your expectation, you're so nice to somebody, why are they not turning back and validating your niceness? But that is why Krishna also says in the Gita, he says to Arjuna, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma paleshu kadachana. See, you are in control of only yourself. You do what you need to do. But the result will depend upon so many things in the universe. It can be the weather, it can be the person you're going to speak with, what they are going through, so many things. You cannot decide because I'm saying it like this, it has to be like that. Because you're not in control of the consequence. You're in control only of your actions. So do it with manas, walk with the voice, whatever you do, and with your action. Do the right thing. Don't go around expecting that something good will happen because of that or something bad will happen. It will happen as it's meant to be because the Maha Ishvara or the great controller is the Divine Mother. So this is Chetane. Then there is a Buddhi Rupena Samstita, Nidra Rupena Samstita. She who is in the form of sleep in everybody. Now sleep is rest. Sleep is not bad. And sleep is a latent power. The power of getting up and doing things is the bringing the body into a healthy recovery is what sleep is. So Nidra is something very special. I see you as Nidra in everybody, and in me also. So she who's in the form of Nidra, and again the Nidra is the seed in anything. If you see a baby, a fetus, no? It's just a seed, just a joining of a sperm and ovum, which is so tiny you can't even see it. But that seed, at some point, it knows, the Jnana Shakti within it knows, after 9 months you have to come out. You grow this at this time, brain comes at this time, heart comes at this time. Nobody tells it. That is a Jnana Shakti. So everything has Jnana Shakti within it. So they are saying, when they say Nidra, they also mean the seed in everything, the latent power which everybody has. Kshudha Rupena Samstita. When you feel hungry, that hunger is the mother. Because you have to live, no? That is why they say, if you have eaten well, you look out and see a hungry man, go and feed that man, and don't say, look, I have done Annadanam. You're feeding the mother. She is the one who gives us the food to go and give it to her, to the poor man. So we don't do anything, she does it. We just put our efforts and do something because Mahalakshmi in us makes us to want to be kind, caring for the other person. Without expecting the other person will say, Amma, thank you, you are like God. Sometimes they'll say, but don't give it importance. Hunger. Chaya Rupena Samtita. Chaya means she is reflected in all creation, in you, in me, all of us. The fact that we are alive means that there is a power within us that is alive. So you are in the form, you are a reflection of you is in everything that I say, that I see. That's what these devas are saying. Then Shakti Rupena Samstita, who resides in all existence in the form of energy. Bow to her, Namastase, 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 Namo Namah. Remember 4 times, 3 times and then fully. Trishna Rupena Samstita. Trishna means a desire. Nothing wrong with desire. Depends upon what you desire. You can desire to be in a higher place. You can desire to be a sadhaka. You can desire also to be a great ruler and then bomb some other country. It depends upon what you desire. Okay, so you in the form of desire in everybody, we bow to you. Kshanti Rupena. Kshanti means forgiveness. Somebody is doing something not right, it's hurting you. Just forgive, just let it be, because that is all they are able to do. Why are they like that? Because Devi is dancing like that in them to make us feel different. So somebody is rude to you, don't say how mean. That is Devi in her being rude to you to teach you to be patient and to have this kshanti coming into you, to learn to be patient, to learn to be tolerant. Then Jati Rupena Samstita. Jati means species. Human beings, animals, insects, birds, plants, so many species are there. No, she is there in everything. That's what they mean. Then Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lajja Rupena Samstita. Lajja means modesty. When you're modest, when you feel shy, lajja, you shrink, you don't come out and say, I'm so and so. You just sit quietly. Now she is called Lajja because Hreem, if you remember I told you, Hreem is Lajja Bija. Why? Because Mahamaya is the Maya Bija. What does she do? She sees the entire immensity of the supreme consciousness and she brings it down to little portions like you, me, everything, giving us the illusion that we are separate from each other. Okay, so that is something immense she brings down, she brings to a small, like a shrunk thing. So it's called Lajja Bija, and that is what they mean. And Lajja Rupena Samstita, Shanti Rupena Samstita, in the form of peace, we bow to you. Shraddha Rupena Samstita. Shraddha means faith, not belief. Belief means I believe in you. Tomorrow you fight with me and say, I don't believe in her anymore. I believe in God. I have a tragedy. Then I say, oh, I lost my belief in God. That is belief. It's a mind thing. Shraddha is faith, which is of a deeper consciousness. It comes from the soul. Shraddha Rupa is the soul. Doesn't judge. It just has faith. And you don't know why and what. Somewhere there is a thing, Swami Satyananda's picture is there. I didn't think of it today. He says, faith has no explanation. You can't say I have faith in something because. You can say I believe in something because. Faith you can't explain. It's just there. That is the language of the Atma. Kanti Rupena Samstita. Kanti means beauty. Beauty that comes with love. Not just ugly, something which comes brash, not like that. You say that person has a Kanti. The sunflower is called Surya Kanti. Why? Because it's in love with the sun. The light is reflection. Vritti Rupena Samstita. Vritti means activity. Somebody was asking yesterday, they sent me a message, I didn't understand what is Vritti. Vritti is just the activity of your mind. If you just sit for half a second, watch your mind and the number of thoughts that will come in. This is vritti. Mind is agitated. It goes on producing thoughts. So that also is she. Your distraction is she. Everything is her. That's what they're saying. Smriti Rupena Samstita. Smriti means memory. And what memory? Not whether you... It's all small memory also. Yesterday I came, we had this class. That is Smriti. At the same time, they are talking of Atma Smriti. To be able to remember where you came from originally. When your mind becomes broadened and your consciousness becomes wide, Tanoti and Trayati, I told you, yesterday, expand and liberate. When your mind expands into everybody else and say we are all one, then what happens is a smriti, hey, where did we all come from that source? That smriti they are talking about. Daya Rupena Samstita. Daya is compassion. In Sanskrit, you call it Anukampana. Very beautiful word. Kampana means vibrating. Anu means along with. Anukampana means vibrating along with. Somebody is sad, you don't just look and say, oh, she's sad. As an outsider, you feel the sadness along with her. Vibrating with. That is Anukampana, is compassion. Different from sympathy. Sympathetic, you look at somebody and you say, no, oh, I feel sorry for her. This is not that. Here you are experiencing what she is experiencing. Compassion. Then Tushti Rupena Samstita. What is Tushti? Tushti, there are two words in Sanskrit. Tripti and Tushti. Tripti means contentment. You are satisfied with something. You give me a good meal and I said, I'm Tripti, I have. But after 2, 3, 4 hours, I will be hungry again, no? So that Tripti is not permanent. Tushti is permanent. It's being so fulfilled that you don't need anything more. That is Tushti. Tushti Rupena Samstita. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matru Rupena Samstita. As the mother. You have been the mother residing in everybody in existence. As a mother, you are nurturing us, protecting us, and taking us on. That is the way you are accepting her. Bhranti rupena samsthita. That's the last one. Bhranti means the confusion of the mind, Brahma. Your mind is confused, you can't see clearly. That Bhranti is also you, because you're confusing my mind, because I'm not aligning with you. I'm thinking something you want, you're giving me a hand to jump over the river to help myself, but I plan to jump the other way around because I'm confused. This is Bhranti. So this is that they say, and then they say, you who presides over all these senses of all beings and all existence, you are in everything, you make creation look individual, and to all that you say, Namastasye Namo Namaha, in the form of consciousness, supreme consciousness, she is supreme. So when you want to call the supreme, if you say what is supreme consciousness, like you can't describe. Because if you say he is small, then you'll say then he is not large. Then no, he is mighty. Then he is not in small things. So you cannot give he is very knowledgeable. Then he is not in ignorance, he is in ignorance also. So he is ignorant. Isn't he knowledgeable? So you cannot describe. So you say tat. Tat means that. That's one way of saying that supreme consciousness, which is why Jesus says, I am that I am. I am the tat. That is, I have aligned with the tat. When you say it for a female Devi, you say tasyai. Same thing. She is also the supreme consciousness, he is also supreme consciousness. One consciousness with latent power and acting power. So this is Shiva and Shiva. Then they say, Ya sampratam chodata daitya dapitair asma birisha cha surair namasyate ya cha smrita takshanameva hantinaha sarva pado bhakti vinamra bhurtibihi. They say, not only us, anybody in the universe, when they are being harassed by any difficulty, then just by remembering you, please come and terminate our difficulty. This is a very important verse because eventually she will say tathastu. So it will be that. Anybody thinks of her. That's why in this age, Durga and Anjaneya are two important devatas. Durga, you don't need to do anything. If you do Saptashloki, it's okay. Okay, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to do puja. You're in a tough situation. Who will go clean up and go do puja and all that? You say Durga, you call her. You don't even call her. You think about her, she'll be there. That's what she promises. And the Devi Bhagavatam, she herself promises, so it has a greater value. It's not somebody saying, it's not the Rishi saying, if you remember, she'll come. No. She says, I will come if you remember me. So, when they are saying this, now this is where the Charita happens, Jnana Shakti or Saraswati, the Charita happens. When they are saying this, Parvati comes there. They go and do the meditation in the Himalayas, the Devatas. Earlier on, they were going wherever they were, they praying. This time they go out of their way because there is a great difficulty coming again. So they are thinking now, what will we do? And they remember that she says, the minute you think of me in a difficulty, I will be there. So they say this Aparajita Stotram, and a very beautiful, extremely beautiful woman, Parvati, comes to bathe in the Ganga. And she asks, who are you praising? And they say, they don't say anything. Out of her body comes a very beautiful Gauri. Gauri means fair one. The fair one, and she is called Kaushiki. Why Kaushiki? Because she comes out of the kosha. How many koshas do we have? Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, Anandamaya kosha. Now you've gone beyond Buddhi, Buddhi is Vijnanamaya. Jnanamaya is Manas. Pranamaya is the energy. Your body is Sharira. So now you are coming to somebody pops out of the Atma Sharira. That is Anandamaya kosha. As the Devatas are singing, it is happening to them. Their own Atma comes comes out in such a glorious way. And that lady tells Parvati, says, who are you praising? She said, they are praising me, she says. And when she says that, then they go on telling you what they are struggling with. That there are two Rakshasas called Shumbha and Nishumba. Bha means light. It is light that is a reflection. Shumbha and Nishumbha are two things. You finished the ego, no? Earlier on, the ego, but the gunas are there, Sattva guna is there. Sattva guna can say, I am doing such wonderful work. You may not tell anybody, in your own mind you can think, wow, there must be something so good, I've got a guru. I'm special because somebody has come and spoken to me. That I, Asmita it's called. That I and is Shumbha and Nishumbha is Mamakara, mine. So when you have I and mine, wherever I is there, mine will come. Because identity of the I comes with mine, no? So I might be a wealthy person and say, I am wealthy. Because the wealth is mine. I am knowledgeable because the knowledge is mine. So I and mine are like two siblings. They're always stuck. Wherever you have I, you have mine. Wherever there is mine, there has to be an I to take over the identity. So this is what they're talking about. This is Sattvic ego. So that the story goes that they reach this Shumbha and Nishumba. Shumbha and Nishumba, they are just sitting, they're very proud of themselves, they've won the whole world, they have defeated even Indra, the sense organs. Why? I can defeat my sense organ, no? If I say don't move, it won't move. So I have that pride. So this is Sattva guna. So the I and mine are there and they are sitting there, they have defeated the Indriyas. Indra is the king of Indriyas, the mind. The illumined mind. Everything has been defeated, they've been thrown out of the kingdom, and Shumbha and Nishumba sit on the big throne of the whole world and say, we are like this. Now the gods don't know what to do, the sense organs and the mind, and they are wandering around and they come to Devi and they remember Samsmrita, when you remember me, I will come. So that is how they remember her and the Atma Shakti comes out. You think of your Atma Shakti, she'll come out. You want knowledge, you want to know what to do, your buddhi, you call it, it will come. So what happens is buddhi, everybody knows buddhi, but we don't follow it. You think even a thief doesn't know that stealing from somebody else is wrong, but they'll do it, and that's all chalta hai. That sort of thing. So it's not that people don't know, you don't follow the buddhi. So Kaushiki is this kosha. So then you feel he sends these two people, Shumbha and Nishumba, are there, and there is his what do you call them? Generals, Chanda and Munda. Chanda comes from the word charama, that is your body. Munda comes from the head. Munda means you say, shave your head. Munda comes from the brain, the mind. So the problem between I and mind is made continuously supported by the body and the mind. The body has a desire. Body has desire. It's a raga and dvesha. You heard about the kleshas, abhinivesha, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, avidya, asmita. Kleshas. So when you're talking about these two things, the body has a desire. I see some beautiful necklace somewhere, I want to own it. Desire for it. Or you might see a beautiful woman or a man. I wish I had that woman, that man. This is what advertisements and movies are all about. Now, dvesha. Dvesha is repelling. What happens? I want something very beautiful. I don't get it for whatever reason. Then I go on trying to get it. After some time, the attachment is there. Then I say, what is the use anyway? It's not worth it. So, have you heard the story of the sour grapes, the fox and the sour grapes? The fox goes and he sees some grapes hanging. So he tries to jump and get the grapes because his desire is, he tries to get it, cannot reach. Finally, he gets fed up and he moves. So somebody says, hey, why are you walking away? He said, who will go and get those sour grapes? He doesn't even know it's sour. But that is how we are. This is not worth it. We'll say this is repulsion. Raga and Dvesha are Chanda and Munda. They come and they see the Devi sitting there and they're fascinated because there's something so beautiful they've never seen before. So, and she's sitting very calmly drinking from Amrita in one cup. So what do? They go to Shumba and Nishumba and they said, and you know how it is, I and mine is always with Raga and Dvesha. So like many people will have people like that, they go and tell him, tell Shumba and Nishumba, you know what, you've got the most beautiful things in the world. You've got, and they give names of those things that she has got. Just put that to you so that you know the meaning of that also. They will tell us, see, he has got Airavata. Airavata is the elephant of Indra, white elephant, pure white elephant, and that white elephant represents purity. And there they will say that this Airavata is so beautiful, you have got it. Then it represents the intuition, Airavata. Then they say you've got Ucheshravas. Ucheshravas is the white horse of Indra. Ucheshravas. Ucheshravas means clairaudience. That is paranormal capacity to hear something which somebody else cannot hear. That is related to the prana. Horse in Vedic literature, a horse represents pranic energy. That's why you say Ashwamedha Yaga. It's not about the horse, it is like getting the prana within you and then using it. That is why pranayama is done. Not just to 2, 4, 8, not for that to get in touch. Where is the breath coming from? You say, I am breathing, but where is it coming? We are only looking the process of breathing, no? You are not saying where it is coming from. It's coming from somewhere, the breath. Going out also somewhere. Comes from consciousness, it goes from consciousness. If God is breathing, and that's why I said in the beginning, you imagine that the Guru or God is breathing in and you are breathing out. He breathes in. When he breathes out, you are breathing in. And this is exactly what Islam says also. I always tell you all these things to know how every religion in the world, the prophets or the mystics say the same thing. We have misinterpreted it due to society needs. And then because of misinterpreting it, our mind gets a narrative. Oh, that person is not right. See, that day the Mughals came and broke our temple, so they are not good people. See, this suits our mind, individual mind, because I have been hurt so many years ago by somebody. So when you go that, you're becoming negative. You're not able to see the divine in that person also. That's why they say, Ati Saumya, Ati Raudraye. I see everything in everybody. Then when you do that, the divine comes to you. So here it is, just to get rid of your feeling about jati, mada, nationality, color. Nothing is different from another consciousness-wise. Forms are different. I may be born in India, somebody may be born in France, but it makes no difference. This consciousness is born here today in India as an Indian for communication. Born in France is a French person for communication. The same person may be born in India tomorrow. I may be born in Germany tomorrow, in the next Janma. So, how am I to say I'm Indian or I'm German or I'm French? You know, we are all one consciousness. That is why they are telling you this in the consciousness about the Devatas. So, this Chanda and Munda go and they tell him that all these beautiful things you've got to Cheshravas, you've got this, the Airavata, you've got a lotus from the Sagara. Lotus means the pure thing that grows in the mud but is always fresh, unaffected by the mud. Your brother has got a garland of lotuses from this Devata. Yama has given you a Utkrantadi. Utkrantadi means a stick that Yama gives. Meaning, Utkrantadi means the capacity to jump into a higher dimension. That is, if you are dying with the body, if your consciousness is pure, you will get the chance to move up in the next Janma. As Krishna says, no, whatever you learn, whatever you have experimented with and practiced, it will never die. In the next Janma, you will start from there and continue. So this Utkantida, the stick that has been given to Shumba and Nishumba, that is the power to jump. You see the siddhis that they've got. Because they are sattva abnormalities. So they've got all the siddhis. You've got all this and few more, they say. And they say, we saw such a beautiful woman. You've seen that, no? Somebody will say while talking, wow, you don't know who I saw. What a lovely face I saw. What a movie I saw. In that she was so beautiful. So like that, the most beautiful woman we have seen. She is Kalyani. Kalyanam means giving welfare, goodness. Kalyani, she brings goodness even having her. Why don't you take her and keep her here? Because you deserve, since you've got all these things. So then, sorry. So then they tell her that. And then they go and they repeat it to Shumba and Nishumba. So Shumba and Nishumba says to them, he says, let that girl come. I want that woman. He not even seen her, just by praise. I want that woman. So he sends Sugriva. That's the name of one general, not Vanara. Sugriva means beautiful neck. The neck is where you have the Vishuddhi chakra. So it doesn't mean his neck is beautiful. It means his Vishuddhi is become flowered out, which means the speech he speaks, the Vaikari Vak, will be beautiful. So he tells him, go to her. Why he's sending her? Because he'll be pleasant and nice to her. He won't scare her. He'll go and say nice words to her and ask her to come. If she doesn't come, she will be pulled by the hair and brought. So Sugriva goes there and he tells them that, look, this Devi, this Shumba and Nishumba, you don't know them. They are the three kings of the entire universe. They have conquered. And if you go to them, they've got all the best things in the world. If you are the best among women, so if you go to him, he will drape you with ornaments and you will sit beside him and enjoy. Now, what is Sugriva doing? He's objectifying the object, objectifying Devi. That is, she is there only for his enjoyment. On her own, there is nothing. You see how Sattva Guna also can make this mistake? Very, very subtle the mind is. So she says, now look at that, this is Jnana Shakti. Mahalakshmi, what does she do with Mahishasura? She goes and fights, no? Mahasaraswati uses different technique, wisdom. So she says, yeah, I understand what you're saying is true. Those people are very powerful. They've taken over the worlds. But what can I do? When I was young, without my knowledge, I made a promise to myself. I said, I will marry only the man who can defeat me in battle, who will dissolve himself into me. Now I can't do that, but let them come, I will fight with them, and then if they win over me, then I'll definitely marry them, she says. So Sugriva says, what rubbish do you think? Who do you think you are? If you don't come straight, they will pull you by the hair and take you. She says, I can't help it. I made that promise now. I was so silly, I didn't even know. So then he goes and he says that to Shumba and Nishumba. Shumba and Nishumba get mad. Shumba, who the hell does she think she is? That's his opinion. Anger. And see, Dhyayato Vishayam Pumsaha, Krishna says, you look at something, you're attracted to it, then you go on thinking about it, even if you don't see it. You can control your senses. You don't go running after that person. But in the mind, memory will be there, no? You'll go on thinking. By thinking, attachment comes. When attachment comes, you want to have a desire strong. When you don't have it, what happened? It becomes anger because you don't get it. And here he is very angry. Shumba and Nishumba, they're mad because they've been thinking about this girl ever since Chanda and Munda said this. So then he's so mad, he says, no point sending all these people, and he calls Chanda and Munda, and he says, before that, Dhumra Lochana. Dhumra Lochana means smoky vision, which also means a perception is not straight, a disturbed perception. So he says, Dhumra Lochana, you go get that woman by the hair and come. Enough is enough. We are not having any conversation. So Dhumra Lochana goes, and he says, either you're coming now, because you don't know the power that these people have, so you better come or we'll grab you by the hair and go. So she says, what you say is true. Now what am I to do? I already made this promise. If you want to come and pull me, come. She says, you know, when you're talking to somebody at one point, what to do? Like that. Now, is the pralaya mantra. So when she says and Dhumra Lochana comes, he becomes ashes. So Shumba and Nishumba go back, the soldiers go back and they tell Shumba and Nishumba, this is what happened. So then he sends Rakta Bija and Chanda and Munda, 2 different times. Chanda and Munda she goes and fights with them and she cuts off their heads. And then she takes out of her comes Kali, very fearful Kali, with like a skeleton with tongue out and all that. And she goes and then she fights with them and cuts off the heads. She brings the heads and she presents it to this Kaushiki, who is, Jnana Shakti. And she says, listen, I brought both these heads. The remaining you have to handle. So she, Chandika as Jnana Shakti, Chandika. Chandi means that which tears something. What does she tear? She tears our illusions. That's why she's called Chandi, Chandika. So she tells these people, she tells Kali, she says, Kali comes out of her forehead. It's her Amsha in a different way. So she says, since you have killed Chanda and Munda, from today you will be known as Chamunda. And Chamundeshwari is the Chanda and Munda, removed. So Chamunda, you have brought both Chamundeshwari. You're the Ishwari over them. You brought the heads. So Chamundeshwari is the state goddess. The goddess of Mysore, Karnataka is Chamundeshwari. The temple for her in Mysore. If you want, you can go and see it. Chamundeshwari, then she sends Rakta Bija at another point. Before that, before Chanda and Munda, she sends Rakta Bija. Now, desires are there, no? They've cut off all the desires, very sattvic, but the seed of desire is still there. What is the seed of something? It is vasana. Some lifetime you have had some vasana, you have not given a closure. It will repeat again and again. Vasana is like that. Vasana will come and stand before you. Supposing I've made myself very calm, I won't get angry. Say I used to get angry at one time, now I won't get angry at all. Vasana will come stand in front because it has to bring itself out, and it will provoke me through somebody in such a way that when I'm feeling low, then I yell at that person. So that she has got a karma. It is to make us understand that if you have a vasana, it has to get closure. Closure doesn't come by suppressing the mind, because suppressing brings agitation. You have to understand the mind. Do it again and again. Oh, okay, so this is an illusion. This is vasana. I'm not going to respond to that. Then you succeed. Then you tell me, so next time I'll do it, next time I'll do it. Abhyasa and Vairagya will come. Abhyasa, Abhyasa, Abhyasa. Abhyasa is not asana and pranayama. Abhyasa is working with the mind. The asana and pranayama is to give you the discipline of that you don't stick with the body and mind, prana. So then Rakta Bija, he is a demon. He has the blessing through his tapasya that wherever a drop of his blood falls, another Rakta Bija will come through that. This is a seed of your vasana. Whenever the seed comes, you try to get rid of it, that seed will come back again into another. That's why abhyasa again and again has to be done. So what does Chandi tell Chamunda? She says, now open your mouth wide. And whenever a drop of blood falls, take it into you and swallow. So she will put out her tongue for infinity. And whenever a drop of Rakta Bija's blood falls, a new Rakta Bija comes, and the gods are shaken because they don't know what to do. The higher mind within you, because this is beyond what you can handle. One you get rid of, thousands come. This is Vasana. Then she puts everything in her mouth and chews it nicely, and they show her. You will see that movie, but like a cartoon. And I'll tell you. That is to show that the rough energy is made into subtle Amrit by the Devi by taking it into herself. That's what it means. You are angry, you are upset, you don't know what to do. She will spread out her tongue and she will take it in and she will make it into Amrit. So this is a story of Rakta Bija, and this is for today. So let us see that. And then while she's doing all that, she finds that so many people are needed, one person can't do. She brings the Matrikas. Matrikas means every god, this is Chandi as Saraswati. Every divinity, his energy comes as one Matrika. It's called a Matrika. Vishnu's energy comes as Vaishnavi. Brahma's comes as Brahmani. Indra's comes as Indrani. With the same Shakti and the same weapons and the same look as that particular Devata. Like that you get some 7 to 9 Matrikas coming. So now you can go to that. Matrika. If you remember the story, just remember it. When you watch it, you will see what it means as you see it. It's very quick, so you have to think fast. Who is what? They'll say, I think they give a commentary, I don't know. Anyway, let's see. How she slays them all. These are the Matrikas, okay? On the peacock is Subramanya.
Long, long ago, the Devatas, led by Indra, long, long ago, the Devatas, led by Indra, and the demons, led by Shumbha and Nishumbha, engaged in a fierce battle. Nishumbha usurped the powers of all the Devatas and started ruling the entire universe. The defeated and humiliated Devatas went to Mount Kailash and prayed to Mata Parvati for help. The charming Devi Ambika appeared from Mata Parvati to protect the Devatas and started residing on the magnificent Himalayas. One day, two Asurs, Chand and Mun, happened to behold the radiant Durga Devi. They immediately rushed to their masters Shumbha and Nishumbha, sang paeans about her beauty, and incited the two powerful rulers to subjugate her. Shumbha and Nishumbha sent a great demon Sugriv as a messenger to call upon the Devi to come to their palace and marry either of them. Devi Ambika explained to Sugriv that she had taken a vow that she would marry only he who would defeat her in battle. The two mighty brothers were enraged when they heard that their proposal had been spurned by a mere woman. They called upon one of their valiant generals, Dhumralochan, and ordered him to go and capture the Devi with his mighty army. Dhumralochan stood no chance. The Devi merely uttered "Hum," and he burst into flames. An angry Devi and her Vahan, the ferocious tiger, destroyed the rest of the Asur army in no time. Stunned by the defeat of Dhumralochan, Shumbha and Nishumbh sent an even larger army under Chand and Mund to fight with Ambika Devi. The precocious Asurs rushed towards her to capture her. The Devi turned black with rage, and from her forehead emerged the fierce and auspicious Kali. She jumped into the battlefield and slaughtered the Asur army. She devoured some, crushed some, and battered others. Chand and Mund attacked Ma Kali with innumerable arrows and other weapons. Enraged, she rushed towards Chand and beheaded him with her brilliant sword. Mund also met his end at her hands. A victorious Ma Kali presented the heads of Chand and Mund to Devi Chandika, who honored her with the name Chamunda. Eager to seek retribution, Shumbha and Nishumbha mobilized a gargantuan army and sent it to take on Devi Ambika. In the meanwhile, the Devas also called upon their Shakti. The fearless Matrikas, Brahmani, Maheshwari, Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Varahi, Narsimhi, and Aindri made it to the battlefield in all their splendor to join Chandika and Chamunda. In a last-ditch effort to prevent more bloodshed, Chandika sent Lord Shiv as a messenger of peace and thus became Shivaduti. Blinded by their arrogance, the brothers turned down the proposal for peace. A relentless battle ensued between the Matrikas and the Asurs. When the Asurs started faltering, the ferocious Raktabij came forward. The Matrikas heightened their attack on him, but he was no ordinary Asur. As soon as a single drop of his blood fell on the earth, another equally terrifying and huge Raktabij-like demon was born. Lo and behold, the battlefield was filled with innumerable Asurs that looked like Raktabij. On seeing this ghastly sight, Devi Chamunda extended her tongue into infinity, whereas Ma Chandika started attacking Raktabij continuously. Every drop of his blood fell on Kali's tongue, and as and when a demon appeared from that drop of blood, the ferocious Chamunda would immediately devour that Asur. Slowly, all the blood in Raktabij's body was drained out, and the terrible demon came to an end. The Matrikas were ecstatic, and the Devatas heaved a sigh of relief, but the Asur kings were infuriated. They launched a dreadful attack on the Devi and the Matrikas. Terrible sounds filled the atmosphere. There was devastation all around. The finale was in sight. Nishumbh and Chandika engaged in a fiery duel. She pierced his heart with a dart. Another valiant Asur emerged from Nishumbha's heart, but he was also slain by the Devi's flaming sword. The terrible Nishumbha had perished. Saddened by the end of his dear brother, Shumbha challenged Devi Ambika to fight alone without the help of the Matrikas. She obliged, and all the Matrikas who are but her forms merged into her. A fierce battle ensued between the Devi and the demon king Shumbha. They fought on the ground and they fought in the skies. They fought with the deadliest of weapons and they fought with their hands. Finally, Durga pierced Shumbha with her spear and his lifeless body fell with a thundering thud. The mighty Asurs had been annihilated, and cosmic order was restored. The grateful Devatas joined hands to worship the indomitable, the valiant, the all-powerful, and the all-pervading Ma Chandika, Ma Chamunda, and the Matrikas. देवी प्रपन्नार्ते हरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वं त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य.
That, and then we will do the Sapta Shloki. That is, we have done it on the first beginning days. I don't know if some of you have done it. If not, you haven't done it. You will get the benefit of hearing it from the Shankaracharya of Sringeri, who is teaching women line by line. So as he says, you can repeat it. Sapta Shloki. The power of saying Sapta Shloki gives you the power of reading the entire Devi Mahatmiyam. So if you could, because Shiva asks Shakti, the Tantra, you're saying that if people say the Devi Mahatmyam, if they're doing it every day with faith, you can't do it fully some days. Some days you have to do one chapter at a time. You make your own way. Then what happens in the Kali Yuga when people are so busy, they don't even have time to do anything, what will they do? So she says, because you are dear to me, consciousness. Shakti is telling Shiva means the activity is telling the consciousness. She said, I will tell you what to do. And she takes one powerful shloka from every chapter, from whichever chapter is important, puts it together as Sapta Shloki. There are just 7 shlokas. Yes, if people do this, then that is more than enough. They get the power of reading the whole of the Chandi part. So this that we'll do tomorrow. That will be Sapta Shloki Narayani Suktam and the 5 Shumanisham. And day after tomorrow, I will show you the yantra of Durga and explain it. Because you don't understand what a yantra, you will see only triangles and squares and all, no? You have to know it in the context of the Chandi part. The whole thing is given there, they call it the Pradhanika Rahasyam. So everything is there in the Chandi part, and the Chandi part, as I told you, the Bhagavad Gita is Upadesha Saptashati. Same number of verses, 100 verses of Upadesha from Krishna to Arjuna. And the Devi Mahatmyam is called the Upasana Saptashati. What Krishna says in the Gita is acted out in the Devi Mahatmyam, not like somebody out there. Within you, what are the forces? That's why it's called sadhana. Easy to go and bomb another country because he's somewhere there, I've got a bomb, I throw it. But how do you bomb yourself if you have a problem? So when you have a problem, don't bomb yourself. Understand it. That's what she's saying at every point. The same as Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Kleshas, Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesha, Chitta Vritti Nirodha, Yogas, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So like that, in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever Krishna is saying, portion by portion is enacted in the Chandi part. Krishna will say, Paritranam sadhu, Paritranaya sadhunam, Vinashaya cha dushkritam. When there is difficulty for the people who are sadhus, not for anybody. I may be in difficulty because I go and put my hand in the fire. Not for me, because I've been stupid, I didn't use my buddhi. But for somebody who's been following dharma, and if they are in difficulty, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushtatam. When difficulties comes, when great dissolution appears, I will come again and again to protect such people, he says. The same thing Devi says, samsmita, samsmita. Whenever there is a major difficulty, just remember me, I will be there. So they show it in the Devi Mahatmiyam, same thing that is said in the Gita. Bhagavad Gita, we read it academically, we understand. Here they show it as action. So that is the beauty of these both together. Okay. Any questions? She is very beautiful. She is Chamundeshwari. When she has cut off the heads, the negative heads of these two, at that time she is Kali, no? But she is actually Ambika herself in the form of Kali doing it. So they're trying to make you see that aspect so that you realize that when a difficulty within you comes, that which removes it. It's very painful, no? Somebody says you're not telling the truth. You're telling a lie, and you may think I've told the truth, but it may not be the truth. You feel very embarrassed. In public, you're sort of brought down, humiliated. So that humiliation stays with you. That is hurting. That makes you like a Rakshasa inside. But the Devi within you, the Atma Shakti within you, comes and gets rid of it by pushing you through that difficulty. So they are showing, so to understand that, they make it into a picture, and this picture is shown there. So when she is called Chamundeshwari, she is beautiful because she is Ambika herself in that role. Any other questions? You will have questions. If you are a sadhaka, you will always have questions. And you should. That is why in our Shastras, we never say you have to obey me because I am saying this. They said question. You have to question because you must understand, because he says it, it's not true to me. Even Swami Satyananda said, just because I am saying it, don't believe it. You take what I am saying, experiment with your own self, see if it is true or not for you, then you act on it. Krishna also tells Arjuna that. Arjuna says, oh, now I've understood. So what does Krishna say? You do whatever you think is appropriate. I'm not going to tell you, now get up and take Gandiva and fight. And what happens to Arjuna at the end? He's reborn. Why? Because he says, I have understood you. There is duality there. So he is born in another tribe as a person called Kannappa Nayanar. Kannappa is a tribal chap. He says a priest doing puja and all the rituals. Priest may not know, this chap is also looking as great love for the Shivalingam. So he says, I too must do like that. So one day priest doesn't come. So what he does, he goes and he eats meat only, because he is a tribal. He takes some meat and he brings it and he keeps it, and then he pours something on that, and then he feels okay. And the priest comes next day, he is horrified. Yes, who's done this sacrilege? So cleans up everything and does everything. The next day again he comes, Kannappa, and he comes and he puts that meat, and then he's bringing the leaf, what leaf do you say? Huh? Bilva. That's what Shiva is given to Shiva. He brings it in his mouth so it won't fall, and to keep it fresh, he has some water in his mouth. And he comes and he puts the thing, he'll spit it on Shiva with that Bilvapatra and everything together. And then he sees one eye of Shiva is red. And he thinks, oh my God, I've hurt him and it's bleeding. It's okay, I'll take my eye and give it to him. So he takes his eye and is going, at which time Shiva stops him. He says, your bhakti is beyond anything. This is Arjuna come back to know what is bhakti and to forget the thing, I have understood you. As Kannappa, he comes to a point that there is no understanding of different. You are doing because what I am making you do. Because we are one. That is Aham Brahmasmi. So when you say, I have understood, or somebody tells you, don't you want moksha? Somebody has asked me, And I smiled to myself. I said, who is he to give? Who am I to say, yeah, I want moksha? It has to come by Mahakali's wish. She is timing. Kala is time, she is timing. She will give you the good and the bad, what we call good and bad, according to her timing. Because she knows now this person will go this way at this point because he has to be turned into that. No, so the timing is Mahakali. So if you ask and somebody says, oh, I'm liberated, I won't come next Janma, I will have moksha and all that, that person hasn't understood at all. So tomorrow you will come to Shumba and Nishumba and you will see that aspect of it being played out. Because it's I and mine which will be coming. When you see all this, don't think of it as somebody else. My own qualities are coming out as other people, just to make me understand. So we understand and work on it. That's all there is. No more questions?
We read several Mahatmiyams on the Devi side. He reminds the Devi. You told me that
Next. That is with Shumba and Nishumba. Not now. That is tomorrow. We don't jump. You have to go smoothly from one to the other. Because what he says is not important. Why he says that and what is the effect of that? I'll come tomorrow. So, any other questions? Time and space came together. Shakti in the form of Mahakali, Bhuvaneshwar. These are Dasha Mahavidyas. Mahakali, Bhuvaneshwari, Tara. Remember, yes, the Taraka mantra, Rama, Tara. Then you have various other, the forms. That is a form of evolution. Matangi, Kamala, there are 10 of them. That's a different topic altogether. So thank you very much. How to develop Abhyasa? Thank you. Abhyasa means, Patanjali will say, you do the same action for Nairantarya. Don't look at time, that I'll do only for 5 days, I'll do only for 20 days. No, for a long time you have to do. And then you have to repeat it again and again and again and again. Then it becomes Abhyasa. When Abhyasa happens, Vairagya comes. That is detachment. For example, if I'm used to getting annoyed with you, anything you say to me, I yell at you. Then next time Abhyasa is when that thing happens, I'm going to yell, Abhyasa tells me, hey, wait, don't yell. So I don't yell. That Abhyasa of remaining restraint comes, then the other person also goes away. Then the second time that other person comes to yell, again you remember the other day, I practiced patience and restraint, let me do that the same day. Like this you do again and again and again and again, because some of these habit patterns are part of old vasanas. We have brought it from different lifetimes. And they've been through centuries, we have been conditioned again and again and again and again by society. So they're very, very powerful. So instead, don't fight with it. Just look at it and say, okay, let me bring upon this quality of restraint. I won't react. Now, supposing you try it and you fail in between once or twice. It's okay. Next time again you try. It's like some child being trained for Olympics, no? They do so much running and practice and all that. He is not always going to come first in school. Sometimes I lost it. Again train. Olympics. In the Olympics he might run, somebody might say, how wonderful you've got an award. So he'll feel so good, he will go next time and he'll lose. Because that pride comes into the mind. Then he remembers, he said, see, I became proud, and because I became proud, my prana was not focused. When you're trying to get that prize, on the side is, I will also get award like last time. Mind is split. So then you remember, that teaches you to do it again. Abhyasa. Krishna says, Abhyasa or Vairagya Kaunteya. And Krishna also says, Bahunam janmanamante. That is, many lifetimes you have to work with this. Not that today I'm doing it, by tomorrow afternoon I would get abhyasa and I'm out. Many, many lifetimes, because so many vasanas are there. When you get rid of it, it's like Rakta Bijas coming again and again and again, no? So you have to ask Amma's help. She comes and she helps you. Another lifetime you come, you won't remember that. Again you will do the same vasana. Like that until one time comes, then you will become like Shumba and Nishumba, I and mine, my vasana. Then you will see what happens next. But you don't have to worry about when I will become okay. You just go on doing it with faith. And that just doing with faith, even if you fail, that gives you the punya and that gives you the benefit of your abhyasa. Okay, understood? Just go on doing faith in mother. Amma, you'll take care of me. I will try my best. I'll go on trying. Someday it'll be okay. I'll get it. Then I won't let pride come and say, oh, now I've handled it. Next time also you have to be alert. So like that. That is abhyasa. Any other question? No? Okay. So we'll chant Om. Close your eyes. Breathing in. Remember, as you're breathing in, the divine is breathing out, consciousness, Shiva, breathing out, and you're taking in that breath. You have no breath, you are not breathing. You are just there as a body. The breath comes into you, the breath breathes through you and breathes out through you. So take a deep breath in, we'll chant Om. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Why do we say Shanti 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 3 times? 1 time is enough, no? Physical body, Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, your mind and your ideas. Karana Sharira, the Chitta which contains your vasanas. All those elements, let that frequency be at peace. That's what we are saying, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay? Hari Om Tatsat, thank you for coming. Because of all of you, you don't know how I am doing sadhana. It is sadhana for me. Because when I read something, then I think, okay, so this is where I went off the mark, so let me put that into action. It's a long, lifelong procedure. But it's well worth it because you can always do something stupid for a lifelong. Better than that you're doing something worthwhile, you make your mistakes, fine. Fall, get up, fall, get up. She is there to pick you up. Okay? Hari Om Tat Sat.